Oilersnation After Dark begins now.
It's Chris Knoblaugh's world, and we're just living in it, baby. It's officially the Nobby era in Edmonton. Hello and welcome to Oilers Nation. After a win, 2 in a row edition, 2 in a row. So we are getting hot. I'm finally getting to talk about wins. Hello, my name is Aaron Bordato, and I am live from my version of the Sports Closet studio, where the first comment of the day, tough to see. I'll take one. It was during the game, but I like from Corey D. Scary 5-minute start, but hey, they looking okay so far. Damn right, Corey, because they did not start well, of course. Classic Edmonton Oilers fashion. You let a goal in the first minute. Welcome to Edmonton, Nobby. That's what we do here. But it all turned around. The Oilers got the dub and were able to defeat the New York Islanders by a score of 4-1 on home ice, back in town, starting your week off with an Oilers dub. I'm in a great mood, and I know another guy who's in a great mood. Bring him in. It's Coomzy, everybody. What up, Coom?
Man, we're good vibes only in the knob era. We love to see it. This was a weird one to predict. I'm not gonna lie. I think a lot of us saw the coaching change coming at the end of the road trip. It was something that was speculated. Maybe we thought, you beat the Kraken. Jay Woodcroft gets a few more games behind the bench. Who knows? But the move happens, and then today the vibes just seemed weird, right? Like the players at practice all have like the hoods on and everything like that. Everyone looks real down. Like this is bad. And then, Matt Barzal scores 30 seconds into the game. You're thinking, oh, man, what's going on here? But they just settled down and played a nice, complete hockey game. Got great goaltending. The star players came through and scored goals. The defense looked stronger than usual. It was a nice win.
Stuart Skinner looked great. He was making saves. The two boys, they look like they might be back. Don't want to get too ahead of myself, but boy, that was the performance we were looking for. And like you said, the mood today was not good. It didn't look good, but if that's the performance I'm going to get from Hoodie Leon, Marshall Mathers Leon, Eminem Leon, do that every single game, because a flip was switched in Leon Draisaitl tonight and Connor McDavid. We said it before on pregaming. It's the new coach buzz. He said it's always players. They have kids. They play better. The new coach buzz. It's happening to the Raiders. It's happening to the Edmonton Oilers right now. And I feel so much better right now than I did right around yesterday, around 11 a.m. Because, to be honest, I wasn't feeling very hot about the decision. I know it's only one game, but you know what we do here. We go up and down the roller coaster, and we enjoy the highs. We hate the lows, and we drink the Kool-Aid. Power Play 1 was back tonight. Everything looked good. The chat is absolutely lit right now. I'm seeing tarps off, knobs out, garlic season. Everybody get creative as you want. If you say something super funny, I'm reading it, because we're in a great mood tonight. But Coom, that's what we were looking for. So let's get into it with the Crown Royal scoring summary. Too bad I do not have my bottle of Crown Royal in front of me. I drank it all this weekend. Otherwise, I would be dipping into it right now with a couple celebratory shots. But it didn't start great for the Edmonton Oilers. As I said, in classic Edmonton fashion, 40 seconds into the game, and it was Matt Barzal too, which just hurt on a different realm. I know that's he's not an ex-Oiler. He might as well be.
Might as well be.
He might as well be, because that's how I view him. I always imagine him on the wing with Connor McDavid, but it was Ekholm. He had quite I don't want to call it lazy, but it wasn't a good ring around the boards. It doesn't get out in the defensive zone. It gets stopped. It immediately gets centered to Matt Barzal, who goes top shelf. And Coom, where was your confidence level at that point?
This was like that was pretty much the worst case scenario that you would have hoped for. Given the whole context, you got weird coaching change. People are kind of up in the air about this. The players don't seem too thrilled or too excited. You try to get the vibes feeling good. You're like, yeah, let's root on the new coach. Let's root on the new guy. And then the team comes out flat just like that. And you're wondering, oh man, has their ace card here been pulled? Coaching change in the middle of November, and has it completely imploded on them? But I mean, credit to the Oilers, man. It was an ugly start, but they came back, and that's what counts. Is things snowball pretty quickly, but they managed to keep the game on the rails. Also worth noting here that shortly after Matt Barzal made the score 1-0, I mean, not really shortly, but within the first half of the first period, the Islanders, Cal Clutterbuck hit the post and almost made the score 2-0. Like it was close to being like this thing could have spun off the wheels, but they kept it going pretty well.
Yeah, that Cal Clutterbuck one, he came down the wing. He beat Stu's glove hand because it went through it, and then it hit the post. They were talking about that. They thought it went in. I was just fingers crossed, being like, I don't want to hear that damn buzzer. Don't give me that buzzer. We didn't hear it. So that was really good. And then, of course, moves along. The boys picked it up after that. It really, besides those first 40 seconds, it did get better. They responded pretty quickly, but it was Leon Draisaitl from Darnell Nurse. Oh, nice. We got this one right here. Look at that. Shout out Gavin. He's behind the scenes today. He's doing his thing. But yeah, look at this. Let's get a little play-by-play here. We get it out in the end here. Darnell Nurse, great feed to Leon. And how nice was it to see him tuck one in? Thank the Lord. It hit the net. It went in. You could see the sigh of relief on him, how jacked up he was. I'm sure us as fans were more jacked up than he was. Coom, he's back on the score sheet. Leon doing Leon things. How did you feel after that one? Because monkey off the back was my instant reaction.
Yeah, it almost felt like a collective monkey off the back for like literally all of us. I mean, that's been kind of one of the weird things about the early start is we're not used to seeing these two guys go cold ever. We're used to watching, the Oilers make the playoffs and Connor and Leon put up 32 points in 15 games kind of thing. And, we know the seasons that they've had the past few years, just like number 1 and 2 in the league and scoring an automatic 2 or 3 points every single night. So to see these guys go a few games without any points, putting the puck in the back of the net, it's obviously a weird thing to see, but it seems like they've got the monkey off their back here. Let's hope this continues to roll for a few games. There was no way that these two players were going to be operating at this pace for the entire season. Connor McDavid's never gone 4 games in his life without putting up a point, and it's just not going to happen. Eventually, these guys are going to come back, and this game here looks like they're back.
Yeah, I believe I saw what his Connor was like projected for 73 points or something like that.
I'll take the over on that.
Crazy to look at. Yeah, exactly. They want to give me those odds. I will take that. I'm still getting over 110. This chat right now is just getting absolutely hilarious. Broadwood said garlic wards off the demons. That's good. Christopher Palmer said running nation vacations and superstar producer. Gavin's my generous guy. Damn right, Gav. You're doing a great job. I see you down there. We'll bring you on in just a bit. But a lot of garlic puns. Matthew in here. Chris Knoblaw, Vampire Hunter. Bring the puns, bring the jokes. Let's get some bits going. Maybe I can work on some memes later tonight because I'm drinking the Kool-Aid once again, but you know that's what I do. So we get into, that second period was such a snooze fest. I kept saying it before on pre-gaming. You're going to play the New York Islanders. This is going to be an incredibly boring hockey game. That second period was incredibly boring. Not much happened. No goals. Really, the only thing that kind of came out of it, and I'm not very happy about it, was Dylan Holloway very awkwardly flying into the boards. There it is on your screen. That does not look good. He did not come back for the third period. I believe he wasn't even on the bench.
Yeah.
That's one of those, you see his knee going in there to the boards. I hope he just knee on knee banged the shit out of it in the wall there. And it's just a nice bruise, maybe a day-to-day kind of situation. But Coom, never great to see as Dylan Holloway has been playing good. He scored last game, got in a fight, wanted to see that carry over, and it's gone.
Yeah, you hate to see that because, I mean, it was a rough season for him last year, I guess, as a rookie. Kind of didn't really find his footing quite that well, didn't really find a consistent role. And this year, it's kind of the same thing. It takes him a while to find the back of the net, as is the case with pretty much everyone on Edmonton's third and fourth line this season. But Dylan Holloway in Seattle last game, like you said, he gets into the scrap with Vince Dunn. He scores the goal. He's very physically engaged. You even noticed it in this game, too, against the Islanders. He's buzzing around, crashing the net, throwing big hits. It looks like he's trying to kind of find his role there as a fast, big body who just crashes the net and throws hits, which is great for a young player to do that. And to see him go into the boards and get taken out of the game, you really hope this is just a like just a him getting dinged up kind of thing, because losing that momentum right now at this stage, given the way he's been playing lately, it would just be unfortunate timing for a young player who looks like he's close to clicking.
Yeah, exactly. And with our cap situation, we're already down Connor Brown, we're already down Matthias Janmark.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can like legitimately, realistically afford financially to lose him, or like ice-wise, you can't afford to lose him either. He's been playing great. A lot of people in the chat here, Serenity Now with Lloyd Braun references. People, I am such a Seinfeld guy. I love that. I have the Kramer up in my living room. Fun fact, but we can talk Festivus the closer we get to Christmas. Continue with the scoring summary. Third period, it gets going again. The game did pick up in the third. Thank the Lord. It was power play goal, PP1. They were back tonight. I believe they went 2 for 3, I do believe. Just checking. Yep, 2 for 3. Power play goal. Draisaitl gets a 1T, misses wide of the net, which has been a theme for him as of late, but whatever, because Connor McDavid picks it up on the side of the net and makes one hell of a play of a pass. I'll never doubt Connor McDavid and what he does, as you see it on your screen here. Boom, across Draisaitl, misses. And then just a little, I believe in my head he was trying to bank that off the goalie, because we've seen him do that 100 times. But the man's so good, and you just can't keep a good guy down. He flicks it up in the air, floats perfectly. Zach Hyman, it didn't even touch the ice. He hit it out of the air. Got a great baseball swing right there. When things like that are happening, you know the Edmonton Oilers were starting to get some puck luck back once again. Wouldn't you say, Coom?
Yeah, this is exactly the prime example of the hockey gods starting to kind of let things turn for the Oilers. Like I think you guys talked about on the pregame show, is that the shooting percentage, the save percentage, they're way out of whack. Like, look, I'll be honest, the goalies, I don't know, maybe they'll turn it around, maybe they won't. Hard to say, but the shooting percentage of the Oilers isn't going to sit down around 6-7% all season. There's way too much skill on the team. We talked about this in my last point pretty much, is you're not going to keep guys like McDavid and Draisaitl down for very long. You see McDavid picks the puck up, tries to bounce it off the goalie and back in. It doesn't work. It winds up in the crease, and Zach Hyman's right there to put it away. And I mean, we got to talk about how good Zach Hyman's been recently. Scores a hat trick against Seattle, scores another one here, 4 goals in 2 games. He's popping off. I mean, if you think about all of Ken Holland's additions, and I'm not really trying to steer the conversation in that direction, of course, but think about all the things he's done. Like, no one expected Zach Hyman to produce the way that he has when he signed that contract with the Oilers. People were thinking, hey, 20-goal guy who works hard, kills penalties, and now we've got this 30, 40 goal scoring power forward. It's nothing like anybody expected.
Yeah, I thought 20, 25 at the max. And the thing with Zach Hyman is he just scores those goals in front of the net, doing the right things always. I say it all the time. He is not the most talented Oiler on this team. Probably not even close, not even top 5. But he works harder. He has great hockey IQ. And his stick is always on the ice, even when he bats it out of the air and gets it done like that. Then continuing along, 3-1 Oilers. It just got better and better. You could feel it really starting to, holy shit, we're scoring goals in the third period. Let's go. As what a transitional play. What a feed from, I believe that was Leon Draisaitl there. Oh my God, what a pass. And then continuing with the puck luck. Connor, it does get stopped a little bit, but it trickles in. And once you saw that little black puck crossover, you see all the Oiler fans here. They're going nuts. Great to see Connor lead the flyby once again. He's back, Coom. They're back. He's back. He got in the back of the net. You can't keep a good guy down.
Yeah, no, you can't. That's the thing we're hammering over and over and over again here is you're not going to keep them down, keeping at this pace the entire season. I mean, that was the first goal that Connor McDavid scored since their 3rd game of the season, their first win, 3rd game of the year in Nashville against the Preds, that blowout win. It's crazy to think that it's been damn near a month since Connor McDavid scored a goal in the NHL, but that's the way it's been. You know, he's obviously not at 100%. He's been navigating an injury, came back probably a bit early for the Heritage Classic. Not the best situation, but I mean, even Connor McDavid at not 100% is still by a wide margin probably the best player in the league. So, I mean, they're only for so long going to be able to keep this guy down. He's eventually going to score and put up offense. And as you said, we are back. We're leaning into that 100% today. We're all Kool-Aid. We are back. We are so back.
I say it all the time. If you want thought out analysis right after this game, this ain't the place to go, because we are fans. We are just like the rest of you. We're nation citizens. And just we all knew that Connor has the ability, to get out of this, but it hadn't happened for so many games that there was doubt creeping in my head, being like, is this? Did he peak? Like, did he peak? No, absolutely not. Of course he didn't peak. I was just a little scared. 4-1 Oilers. Evander Kane gets the empty netter. Gotta love padding the stats. You absolutely have to love padding the stats. It's just good to see him get on the sheet. I thought the second line of Leon, Kane, and Hyman was the best line out there today. I said on pregame, I love that he just ripped this in the net too. He just, you got to get a little spice, a little flavor on that one. But they were really good. I said they're a first line on 25 to 30 other NHL teams. We're just very spoiled that we have Connor McDavid and can put really whoever we want with him, and he can probably make some production happen with that. But overall, the Oilers beat the Islanders 4-1. Leon Draisaitl is the high point man with 1 goal, 3 assists back. Connor McDavid, 1 goal, 1 assist back. And Stuart Skinner makes 32 saves on 33 shots, 1 goal against, a .970 save percentage. That's more than I ever asked for. He was dialed in. It's hilarious that it happened that quick into the game. Classic Oilers, you just got to get it out early. But Stu stood tall the rest of the game. He made all the saves you needed him to make. He kept him in this. I thought he's been great. Tonight, the last game, he was good. Are we starting to see Skinner get rolling here, Coom?
It seems like it, man. I don't know. Maybe Chris Knobloch showed up and he just pulled the goalies aside and he said, look, the best thing to do is when you see the puck come your way, put something in front of it and stop it from going in the net. That's the objective. That's how you're going to win games. And it's just like, wow, that is exactly how that's going to work. And we saw Stuart Skinner play last year. He was the runner-up for Rookie of the Year. He almost became the first ever Oiler to win Rookie of the Year and had a great season. He was their unsung hero. And I don't think he forgot how to play goalie over the summer. There's obviously some skepticism about Jack Campbell. Is he going to come back? Who knows what's going to happen? But look, I think it's reasonable to expect Stuart Skinner is going to rebound and be a solid rock in the net for the Oilers. And he looked much more like the goalie that we watched last year tonight in this game. And I don't know if it has anything to do with the coaching bump or what that is, but I think with Skinner, we all knew he was going to bounce back at some point. It was inevitable, I think.
We hoped so. I was really confident, but I wasn't 100% confident. And, I also think for Stu, once now that you are the guy, you're the only guy, I always think for goaltenders, like the same for in a game. I feel like it'd be harder. It'd be easier to get into it if you're seeing a lot of shots than let's say, a 15-shot game against. Same goes for once you have the net, you get the consistency, you're playing every couple nights, you're working yourself into a groove, and I think he's got the confidence here, and he's just rolling, and the boys are rolling. So let's get into the good, the bad, and the oily, brought to you by Alberta Blue Cross. There's only one thing better than sharing memories, and that's making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross Travel Insurance protects your memories and more wherever travel takes you. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. Okay, Gavin, pull it up for me. The good. It writes itself. We all know this. This applies to Leon Draisaitl as well. But 97-29, they're back. There was a little mention of it before the game that Kate Knobloch, his lines, he's going to separate the big dogs. That's his first move. Well, he's 1 for 1 with his decision-making right now because they were out in full force. Leon, I thought, was really all over the ice. That second line, I said, they were buzzing. Connor had his legs moving. And while he's had his legs moving the last couple of games, he's always kind of been fumbling it up. It's just been bouncing, rolling off his stick and things. Tonight, much more consistent, much more like the Connor McDavid we know and love. Coom, what did you think about 97-29 getting back into it?
Yeah, like I've said, we knew they were going to bounce back for sure, but the thing is who knew what to expect in the Chris Knobloch era? Who knew what to expect from the coaching bump, what you're going to get from those two players? But I mean, they came through and just gave that extra bit that helped push the Oilers over the top. It seemed like, look, we really want to get things off to a good start in the new era. Like I said, it's so hard to predict how these things are going to go. Like there was no expectation this season that like Jay Woodcroft was going to wind up getting fired and this was the way things were going to go. Terrible start, coaching change in November, but it's almost like for them after this awful start, let's have a fresh, clean start here. And your two best players came out and were your two best players. And I mean, they've been kind of shut off the score sheet a little bit in the past few games. McDavid, like we said, 3 whole games without a point, which is unheard of pretty much for his entire NHL career. And it just looked like with the Draisaitl game tying goal, that was a huge one because, you know, the Islanders are a really good defensive team and you really don't want to go into the second period down 1-0 to a team like that, a team that can shut the door. And then Connor McDavid coming through with his goal, his play behind the net on the power play, setting Zach Hyman up in front. I mean, it seemed like they had a chance in this game to kind of start things from scratch again. Obviously, they still have a terrible record and you can't get rid of that, but this is a chance for them to kind of start things from scratch a bit. And they got their two best players to come through with really strong performances to help them get things off on a good foot.
Yep, exactly. And, you know, new coach, Knight, everybody's looking out at him. You need your best players to be your best players. You're damn right they were tonight. They put this team on their back. Leon Draisaitl did not hit his shot prop yet again. He only had 2 shots on goal, I see here. So I did bleed a little money that way, but I told you it was going to be boring, and I said take the under. I hate taking unders, but tonight we kind of knew that one was going to come. We'll get into a minute, but I guess it kind of leads into bad for Leon. No, let's just talk about it right now. That was one of the dumbest and possibly dirtiest penalties I've ever seen when he cross-checked Buddy in the back of the knees. That, I saw my brother was in the chat here and he said, loved pissy Leon tonight, stud. I really did. That one, holy shit, man. You can't do that. Like, he should probably get fined for that. No, Coom?
I mean, I don't know. Like NHL. I mean, their safety department's so random. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like given the way things went last year against Vegas, that there's probably some frustrations that boiled over the summer.
We get a pass.
Yeah, he gets a few passes on when it comes to slashes and stick work as such. But yeah, I don't know. It was pretty out of character for like a mid-November game against like an Eastern Conference opponent.
Yeah.
I don't really think there's like bad blood between the Oilers and Islanders or Leon and somebody on the Islanders or whatever's going on there. But I don't know. I think this pertains to our previous point where your two best players really wanted to win this game, get things off to a good start. You're not going to get another coaching bump again. You got to get this thing off to a good start. You can't fire another coach again a month from now and hope for better. So
we don't got any bullets. We don't got any bullets left in the chamber.
No,
we got
no more bullets left. We can't do it again.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm sure Leon will try that move again. People in here that Leon's got to leave that stuff out of the game. Cheeks says that was hilarious. It was. I couldn't even believe it when I saw it. I had to roll it back, and I was like, "Did I just see that right?"
Yeah. It was this a replay? Like, well, that can't just be from this game. Like, it was very out of place. But you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
You gotta do what you gotta do is right. People in here. Leon was swatting bees out there. Yeah, just a lot of good Leon talk here. But there it is. Wreckage 504. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a game. I don't think a game necessarily. He's a face of the league, so I don't know that. But if that happened against Leon Draisaitl, I would be screaming from the rooftop that guy needs to be suspended or fined. So I'm gonna be impartial here. That Leon, I love it, but you gotta reel that in just a little bit. Just a little bit. That was crazy. Okay, let's take a look at the bad right now, Gavin. This one. Obviously, it was bad. It was really the only bad thing that happened. I also said Dylan Holloway injury. That's not a good thing either. But 40 seconds in, my oh my, we already touched on it, so we'll be quick through this one. But that sucked. I'm sure I wasn't in the building. Let me know if you were in the building, what the vibes were in there, what the volume level was at. But they were able to bounce back pretty quick, which does show some character and some bounce back from this team. Coom, that sucked, right?
It honestly, low key, it kind of felt predictable. I'm not gonna lie. Like, just given the way the vibes
I was not
were today,
surprised.
Yeah, like you can't be surprised that happened, and you cannot be surprised, of course, that it was Matt Barzal that was the one that scored the goal. Like, just one of those names that kind of haunts the Oilers that, you know, people love to bring up all the time and never forget about. The Griffin Reinhart trade, of course, for those who don't remember. But this is a good vibes episode, so I shouldn't be bringing up stuff like that. But, you know, if this is the low point of the Chris Knoblauch era, then and we're hoping that everything's just up from here. You know, you allow a goal 40 seconds into your coaching campaign, a very out of the blue coaching campaign, man. Like, this guy was coaching in the AHL in Hartford last week, probably didn't expect to be coaching in the NHL at this point, and here he is. And 40 seconds into the game when you're coaching a team who's been bleeding goals against, and the whole reason you're here is because they can't stop a puck. 40 seconds in, the puck goes into the back of the net. I can't imagine what he must have been thinking. So this also circles back to our other point. That game time goal from Leon was so clutch, because allowing that and going into the first intermission down 1 after allowing that wouldn't have been ideal. So that clutch goal, that helped a lot.
Verbal meme, if you've ever seen Arrested Development, I think of Will Arnett going, I've made a huge mistake. That's what Knoblaw is doing on the bench right there. That first goal gets scored. But no, we moved along, and we are, am I going to do this right? 1-0. Nice. I did my hands right there. That's good. I was practicing before. But there wasn't much bad tonight. There really wasn't. So we're not going to focus on it. Oily, bring it up. Writes itself once again. 1-0 in the Knob era. The Vampire Hunter, the Garlic Man, Nobby. I've been seeing in there. I'm here for the Knob. This name's taken off, but I'm very interested to see where these nicknames are going to go. But I can't wait. I haven't seen his post-game interview or anything yet. But watching that pre-game interview today where he shed a couple tears, talked about his wife, how hard it was to get to this position, to win your first game. Connor McDavid gets off the schneid. Same with Leon. I'm sure he's having a good one. I hope he's having a scotch in the dressing room right now with a big, maybe not a cigar. That's an old Vegas Raiders thing to do lately when they win games. They keep smoking in the locker room. Kind of ridiculous. But the Nobby era, it got off to a great start, Coom. Parade, cup. Are we back to cup or bust now after one game?
Yeah, we are so back. We're riding the roller coaster, man. It's just like when the Jay Woodcroft era started in 2021 with a win over the Islanders. Here we are again. The Chris Knobloch era starts with a win over the Islanders. It's just time's a flat circle, and we are ready to go on a Stanley Cup run. I mean, who else do we need from the Erie Otters? You got Connor Brown signed in the offseason. You got the coach back in the mix. Who else can we get? Like maybe trade for Dylan Strome. Is there anybody else out there that I'm forgetting? Any obvious Erie Otter names that could be acquired? I think they had Oscar Dansk in net. He might be available. Probably doable. So maybe that's the answer. That's the solution. You just got to reunite the Erie Otters.
I see my brother is in here as well. He said, everyone knew a goal against was coming early the moment Bordsey said the S word in the pregame. Yeah, I did. I said the S word. I'll take that one. Even right when it came out of my mouth, I was like, oh, shit. Oh, no, I'm going to get it from all ends here. Yeah, Matt, I blame Aaron. Yeah, that's fair. Hand up. I'll be better next game. Hey, I need a bounce back game too. But I see people in here comparing Knobloch to Lloyd Braun. I will, Wreckage 504, I'll throw up a photo of them side by side on Oilersnation every day tomorrow. Because you're right. If you don't know what Lloyd Braun looks like from Seinfeld, holy shit, they look a lot alike. But that's it for the good, bad, and the oily presented by Alberta Blue Cross. It's now time for my DoorDash hot and cold performers of the game. It was just hot out there today. For a limited time only, our listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and use the code all capitals nation 25. This code does work. I wish I could reuse it. Maybe I'll just have to make email after email after email on DoorDash because it's clutch. It comes up when you need it. Hey, after a win, I like DoorDashing after losses more because I need comfort food. I guess you could DoorDash Crown Royal though. So actually after a win, that is always an option. But my hot performer of the game tonight could be Leon. It could be Connor. I'm going Stuart Skinner. It's everything we've wanted to see here. Couple 9 save percentages that start with a 9 in a row, a 970 to be fact. Only allowed 1. It was very early. He shut the door after that. I take the blame for the shutout loss there. So that's on me. Coom, do you have any hot performers that stood out to you tonight besides the big dogs?
Well, I got to go with, of course, the Knob, who's starting off his coaching career 1-0. He's got a 1,000 winning percentage on his career, 82 game pace, 82 wins, man. That's how exactly you want to start things off. And we're starting the Knob era with good vibes. That's where we're at right now.
That's Nobby, baby. Okay, let's also bring him in because maybe he's got something hot for me because he's pretty hot himself. Gavin, how you
what's
doing?
up, boys? Another dub. Let's go.
That's right, baby. You got any hot performers?
Yeah, I kind of want to build off what Coomzy said about Knob. Because I know in the Woody era, we kind of questioned Woody's kind of time management with ice time, for an example. If you guys look at the ice times today, they were extremely even, right? Draisaitl played about 19 minutes, and even when Holloway went down, he was already at the 7-minute mark, right? So I love Knob's time management today. So yeah, definitely Knob's my hot performer today.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people in the chat here before saying it was very refreshing to not see the blender out tonight. It was nice to have the confidence that, yeah, they're going to go a full 60 here. I can't remember the last time I saw a full 60. It was definitely last season. So who knows? Other good performers or hot performers. I thought Warren Fogle was pretty good once again, but he's always good. Contract year Warren Fogle is the man. If we could sign him to just 1-year deals back to back to back, I'd be so down for that. And who knows? As I said, maybe we'll ship him off at the trade deadline as well. He's playing good for us right now. So I like seeing him doing what he's doing. For a cold performer tonight, there really isn't much. Let me know in the chat if anything stood out to you. That Leon penalty was bad, but he wasn't a cold performer. He was boiling hot. I mean, maybe I'd say Dylan Holloway just because he's probably ice. He's probably got ice all over that knee.
Yeah, he's literally cold
right now. And hopefully he's getting better that way. I see Cody in here. Any update on Holloway? I don't know. I have a hard time checking Twitter while we're doing this. So the people in the chat will let you know. They're good folks there. So he could be my cold. Coomzy, any cold performers for you, or let's stay positive?
I'm mostly trying to stay good vibes, but I'd say my cold performer would be the New York Islanders for just being so boring. Nice. They're a boring team to watch, man. Like, what if that was your favorite team and you tuned in to watch the New York Islanders play hockey 65 to 75 times a year? And wow.
Yeah, because I think
period especially. Ooh.
I think this is now the 7th game this year that they've had 2 goals or less in a game. Imagine watching that offense on a night-to-night basis. You said it yourself, Coombs. Woof.
Woof. Boring.
Woof. We had a look at that, but that's kind of like when Connor McDavid wasn't on the team and we weren't scoring. And I had a glimpse into the non-Connor McDavid years again. I don't want no part of that shit ever again. No, thank you. Gavin, any colds at all point out to you?
Nothing really stands out, AB. Like maybe that second period, because like I almost snoozed away myself. So maybe the second period, but other than that, nothing really stands out to me.
Yeah, I see Christopher Palmer in here. He says, good vibes only.
Exactly.
That's right, baby.
2 in a row, man. 2 in a row, good. It's all our first win in Rogers Place this year too. So, and give some up to the fans at Rogers.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to fans. They were good tonight. I always think Monday night Oiler game at home. It's probably like a Monday and a Tuesday game, or some of the harder ones I would think to get up. I don't know about you. On Monday, I don't want any alcohol around me. Is usually I've had enough on the weekend. I don't have any Crown Royals. See, I didn't even go pick up Crown Royals.
Good old nation vacation.
That's on me. Anything else I see here I had written down? Actually, let's check back in the chat here right now. Corey D, I like this. He said, need more big hits from others, not just Kane and Fogle. The physicality level, I think Dylan Holloway tends to lay the body a lot. It's usually just because he's skating so goddamn fast. That's just what he does. He's all over the place. Yeah, I can kind of get down with that. What do you think of the lack of physicality from the Oilers? Like, I don't know, in a game like today, it's not really there. You're playing a team as well that you don't know all that well. Reason why I was so surprised Leon Draisaitl tried to break the back of that guy's knee. But I don't know. I'm not too worried about the physicality. Gavin, that stand out to you?
Yeah, no, I'm not really worried about it either. And the thing about physicality, like throwing the body around and maybe trying to find a fight, there's a time and a place for it, right? Like in a game like today, I'm not really looking for that, especially when we take the lead. Time and a place for everything. So I'm not really worried about the physicality.
Yep. Coom?
No, I don't think that's really an issue in a game like this. That's usually what's happening when you're chasing the puck. And I thought they were getting outshot for a lot of the game, but I never felt like they were chasing the puck too much in this game.
Yep, as well. Continuing with some hot, though, getting back to the positive. Power play 1. They looked good. They looked back. They looked like they were cycling it around. It just felt better once again. There wasn't a moment that I was screaming, get off the ice and get power play 2 out there, which is something I've been doing a lot frequently. I thought they were pretty good. They were zipping it. That's the Edmonton Oilers power play that I remember of yesteryear, of last year, like 8 months ago. But they were pretty good tonight, Coom. Confidence level, it's coming back for the big dogs, right?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, it looks like right now the monkey's off the back. Whatever was going on whatever was going on for the top guns that hadn't, I mean, let's be real, like the power play hadn't even been bad. I think that was pointed out in the broadcast. Jack Michaels mentioned that they were in 8th or 9th in the league in power play percentage coming into this game, which is completely fine. It's just that we have such a ridiculously high expectation given they had the best power play of all time last year. So you just expect that to be the thing again. But, think about it. The other teams had the entire summer to kind of map out a way to penalty kill this team's power play. And I guess now the Oilers themselves have to go and adjust to all of that and find their mojo. And it looks like, as Aaron says, we're good vibes only. We're in the knob era, so the power play is going to work, and that's just the way it's going to be. And that's the Kool-Aid we're drinking tonight.
It's the knob brand Kool-Aid tonight, baby. Gavin, the Oilers came in 23.9% on the power play, 9th in the league, so not terrible, but by Oilers standards, it's not good. And I think those numbers are going to start climbing up the standings, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think Coomzy just said it. He just took the words right out of my mouth. The expectations coming into this year was sky high, obviously, for the Edmonton Oilers power play. But we got back on track tonight. We're 2 for 3. Guys are rolling. So I'm excited to see what Knob puts a stamp on this power play and kind of see where he takes it from here.
Yeah, let's go Knob. We're drinking it all here. I like you guys saying maybe we were too confident. My brother in the chat said, were we all too confident to start the season and we're punished by the hockey gods as a result? Are the hockey gods real? They definitely are. The fantasy gods are absolutely real. I had a couple tight fantasy matchups in fantasy football today, and I wasn't going to say anything or send any text messages out because Gavin, once you do that,
we've seen it in our fantasy league at the Owen Fantasy League. We've seen that many times this year so far. So
yeah, I'm talking Waz.
Waz is the one. I'm glad you said it. I was gonna throw him under the bus, but since he said something, definitely was.
Yeah, I love you all. Shout out you. Also, shout out Gina in here because she pointed out, I've lost it already in here, but she was saying that Paul Coffey was wearing a Stanley Cup ring behind the bench. I did not notice that.
Juju. I didn't notice that either.
Flex. That is a sick flex to have right there. Just kind of, if you got touched on the shoulder and you just saw that little flash right there, you'd be like, oh yeah, I will listen to this guy. I guess, Koom, let me get your opinion on Paul Coffey joining the bench. Obviously, the jokes wrote themselves about we're trying to have better defensive structure and have less goals against. So we bring in Paul Coffey. Maybe it doesn't make total sense, but he's a guy, Tyler said in the pregame, in ONE, he loves the Oilers. He bleeds blue and orange. And that's a quality that I know it's gotten us into trouble in the past with the old boys club, but I don't know. I just can't help but think a guy like that teaching Evan Bouchard every day, sign me up.
Yeah, I mean, you hope so. I mean, it's been a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to the Oilers with the 80s guys coming and having their roles right now. Of course, he didn't coach for the Oilers, but we saw Wayne Gretzky coaching in Phoenix. That was rough, but there were some other ones who were good coaches. Craig Simpson was a good coach for the Oilers. Charlie Huddy was a good coach for the Oilers as well. There's other ones who have gone on to Craig McTavish, of course. He was a good coach for the Oilers. I don't know. Paul Coffey behind the bench. It's pretty out of the blue. It really is. But it honestly does kind of feel like upper management wants to have like eyes and ears in the locker room are behind the bench to some extent. And I think Paul Coffey's sort of your guy right there. I'm not going to lie. The screenshot image of him from the broadcast of him just kind of down interacting with Cody Ceci was really funny to me. It's kind of just like, you know what, Cody? Just here's how I did it when I put up one of my 1,500 points in the NHL. Just go ahead and do it like that. And he's sitting there like, well, fuck, I don't know what you're talking about. But it's an interesting move. I don't know. You'd like to think that having somebody with that amount of Stanley Cup pedigree will help your team. Of course, Paul Coffey was on the 80s Oilers. He was on the Penguins teams too with Mario Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr. Played with a lot of amazing players. So you like to think that that's going to help, but it's really hard to say. Like we're not in the dressing room. We don't know what the players need, but let's just hope some of that, you see the Stanley Cup ring and you think, wow, I'd like to accomplish that myself. So that's kind of what I'm hoping is the thing that rubs off here. That seems positive and realistic.
It's some of that Stanley Cup swagger from one of those guys that has done it, and he's done it on multiple teams. Also, that screenshot you're talking about, ultimate meme potential. I've already seen it all over Twitter. So good. I saw Lance Kane had a great meme of that. It was him telling his boss, can we work through lunch so I can listen to Oilers Nation every day? Way to bring it back to the nation. But Gavin, I don't know, where do you come out on Paul Coffey? Same thing. I don't want to get too deep into it, but yeah, you a fan of the move? You happy with the old boys club? Kind of.
Yeah, I'll trust the system because like Jeff Jackson and company definitely want Paul Coffey a part of this staff. They actually reached out to Coffey, and Coffey initially said he liked the role he was in. He wasn't really looking for this coaching job, but obviously he sat on it for a day or two and decided to take this job. So I'm excited to see what he does for this defensive core and kind of see how it is going forward.
Yeah, exactly. It's another talking point and something we can look forward. I really want to see what it's going to do to Evan Bouchard's game, see if he can really elevate that and take that final step. Want to give one final shout out to Betway. 19 plus, please play responsibly. Gavin, we didn't hit it. We didn't hit it again.
No.
I think
under hit, but no, we went with the dry shot prop, but that's okay. We'll bounce back again on Wednesday and we'll see where we go from there.
Hey, it's a war of attrition, okay? You take 2 steps forward, you take 1 back.
Yeah, you got off to a hot start too. I think he had 2 shots in the first period. So I'm like, oh man, I think we're looking good. But no, and they shut him down the rest of the day. But he still had 4 points and Oilers dub, which is the most important thing. So
and we knew it was going to be boring. We told you to take the under. While that wasn't what was voted on, I did also smash on that one. So that feels pretty good. I've never really bet the under, and it didn't feel good doing it, but it's nice to know that I was accurate in my assumption. Let me ask you finally, boys, as we're winding down here just a little. It's just after 9 minutes after 10 o'clock at night right now. Shout out to every one of you in the chat. Please subscribe to the Oilers Nation YouTube. It's content galore lately on this bad boy. So please subscribe. If you notice you can't speak in the chat right now, hit that subscribe button. I bet you can then send your messages. Yeah, that's how we trick you. That's how we get you. That's what we do here at the Nation. Hand up, I'll admit it.
And we also want to see the Tyler Remchuk photo shoot. So make sure you click that subscribe button.
But if you don't want to see Tyler Remchuk in absolutely beautiful boudoir shoots, I want red velvet couches like George Costanza. I want to see it all. But let me ask you, boys, when's our next game? Wednesday. We take on the Seattle Kraken. A repeat of Saturday night's game. Let me start with you, Gav. Score prediction and give me an anytime goal score.
Sure. I'm going to go 4-1 again, just like it was on Saturday in Seattle. And anytime goal score, Zach Hyman's red hot. I'm going Hyman to get a goal in his 3rd consecutive game.
Cool.
I'm going to go 3-0 for the Oilers. I'm not going to say the word out loud,
Don't
but
say it.
You know what I mean. And I'm going to say Connor McDavid scores for the 2nd game in a row.
I like it. Bo says your Remchuk calendar when we get, is it 20 or 30,000, Gavin?
I think it's 20, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, that's closer to do. So everybody, subscribe. Davin said subscribing is free, you bums. I didn't say it. He said it. I just repeated it. But listen to what he's saying. With the Kraken, once again, I'm curious if we're going to see Calvin Pickard. I don't think we will.
I think we go back to Stu. I think you have to.
I think this is Stu's net. I also misspoke on pre-gaming. I thought that next week there was a back-to-back. No, it's Monday and Wednesday. So I don't know when we're ever going to see Calvin Pickard. Whatever, I'm okay with it. Hey, if we get a game here and there. But Stu's the man. I'm going to go with I kind of want to take 4-1. I kind of want to take 4-1 like you did there. No, I won't. I'll say 4-2 just to be a little bit different. See everybody in here. Davin, 4-1. I agree with Gavin. You guys the same person?
Yeah, I think we're kind of on the same wavelength there.
Oilers keep it rolling for sure. Rust Offerson, 4-2, fighting knobs. That doesn't really make sense to me, but I'm here for it. Let's go with that one. Keep all your score predictions in here. It's a great-looking squad, says Lance Kane. I agree. It's a great-looking squad on your screen right now. Is these boys, they always deliver. They always show up. So I want to say thank you, Gavin. Thank you, Coom. Thank you, everybody in the chat. And thank you to our wonderful sponsors, Crown Royal, DoorDash, Alberta Blue Cross, and Betway. I know it's Monday night. Go hit up Greta. I won't be there, but go hit up Greta. Someone's got to do it and hold down the fort. I can't do it 7 days a week. So someone's got to step up. Tyler Mulick, I'm looking at you. You're the guy that I want for that one. But that does it for us here today on Oilers Nation after a win, 2nd in a row edition. And we will talk to you again, Oilers Nation every day, tomorrow at noon. I believe we have Bruce Kurlock on, so he can talk to us more about the knobs, tactics on offense and defense. Bruce is a smarter person than I am, just really in every way, shape, and form. So when he comes on the show, I always feel very enlightened afterwards and usually feel pretty good about things. So that's his job. He's a better therapist than I. Thank you very much, everybody. We will catch you next game Wednesday night on Pregame with Bordsy, but we'll be back with After Dark right after. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.